Hey guys, I just wanted to show you how I make my doll's eyes, and this is what we'll be making. I guess I'll just get right into it. You're going to need some clear plastic, and it can be from any kind of packaging, like toys packaging, food packaging. I got this from the dollar store. It's just packaging. And then you're gonna have to have something to support it on. I found this was like an old paperclip container. You could also use this, and you could just put the plastic on top of there. So you can really just look around the house and just try to find something that, you know, would work like that. And then what you want to do is light a candle. And if you're a minor, please get some kind of adult supervision if you're doing this, just so that, you know, don't start a fire or something. Then you want to heat up your ball tool. This is a ball tool I got from Michael's. The size is, let's see, I think it's 7/16 of an inch. And I don't know if that's like circumference or diameter or what, but that's what it says there. It says 7/16. And the actual eyeball size is 7/8. 7/8 of an inch. That's how big the eyeball will be. And then you're also going to need a ball tool that's this size. It's the pupil ball tool, and it is 1/8 of an inch. So first of all, what you're going to do is, this is the big secret now, you're going to heat up the ball tool, and you want to heat it up fairly well, not too hot, because then you'll melt the plastic out, or the plastic will stick to it, and it's just kind of a nightmare. So, but then if it's not hot enough, then it won't, you know, make the contact lens. So let's see if this will work. Nope. Needs to be a little bit hotter. And you might do this a few times, especially when you're having to make another one just like it. So, and you want to go in, like when you press in, you want to press in about halfway, not all the way halfway, about 3/4 halfway. Otherwise the cornea or the contact lens will be too bulbous. So let's try this here. And you just press and press about halfway, twist it off, twist it, and then you should have a contact lens. Now that one's kind of murky, so I would do that again. I'm going to try it with this plastic instead. See if that works better. Let's see. This is still kind of hot, so maybe it'll work. Not quite. But this is what you do. And you have to keep trying to tinker it with it. Heat it up again. Wipe the soot off, and you want this rag to be like 100% cotton to do this with, so that it doesn't like melt or anything. Press into the plastic. And you get a contact lens. I don't know if you can see. And then what you do is you cut that out, whichever one you like and is the clearest and, you know, looks the nicest, until you get something. When you cut it out, it'll look like this. Contact lens. Kind of hard to see, I guess. I'll put it here. And that's what I use to make my doll's eyes. And if you can master that, you're laughing. Because you can get different kinds, size ball tools and make different sizes of eyes. And these aren't for baking. You can't put these in the oven. But if you want to make a head that you bake, but you still want to have the contact lenses, you can still do that. Like, this is a sculpted head. And she has sculpted eyes, and I'll be putting the contact lenses in after she's baked. Like, I sculpted the eyes with the contact lenses in there, removed the contact lenses. I'm gonna bake her and then put them back in. So that's how you can still use the contact lenses on something that you bake. Don't bake the eyes in the oven though, or the contact lenses in the oven. Okay. Once you get the contact lens made, you're gonna get a ball, a styrofoam ball, and you're gonna get your template, your circle template, and whichever size this was, you're gonna draw it out on the ball, like I did here, with a pencil. Don't use pen or anything because it bleeds. So use like pencil. And then when you score that or use a pencil to draw the circle onto this bigger ball, you're gonna take an X-Acto knife and just cut around and cut it out. Just cut a little bit out. I took out about that much, to where you end up with something that looks kind of like this. And then you take your ball tool, make sure it's not hot, and you push it in there about halfway and just wiggle it around to smooth out and make it even, about halfway. And then you're going to take your little ball tool and poke right in the center, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And that's your pupil. And then once you get that done, you're going to take it and pinch out a thin piece of clay. I use air drying clay, paper clay, or any other kind of air drying clay you could use. And you just, like a pie crust pan, you just want to push it in there and get it all even in there. And then you can even like trim the edges. And then you'll end up with something that looks like this. And you want to make sure that you indent the pupil again, that the pupil is still there, and that it's all smooth in there and everything. You can use your ball tool to kind of mush the clay around in there, make it nice and smooth and symmetrical. And then once you get that done and dried, you're gonna paint. You're gonna paint one coat of white glue, or any kind of like just Elmer's glue, or just white school glue, or any kind of non-toxic water soluble glue. And you're gonna put one coat of that just on the white ball part. And then once that's dry, you're gonna gesso the iris and the pupil part. Let that dry. Then you're gonna paint. This is done, but you're gonna paint pupil black, and then you're gonna paint, let that dry, and then you're gonna paint the iris, which is the blue part, blue or whatever color you want it. I didn't get fancy with this. I just painted it pale blue, and that's all I did. I didn't put any kind of different coloring in there or striations or anything. I just wanted to do a basic foundation of an eye to show you that you don't have to get that fancy. And so then you finish painting the iris, blue or brown or gray or whichever you want, green, and then you paint the ring, the black ring around the eye. Some people have trouble with that. If you do, paint the pupil all black and the iris all black. Then paint blue inside the iris and try to leave a ring around the iris. Some people find that easier. I just painted a line. I just tried to do my best, and I just painted a black line around the iris. And then once you get that dry, you're gonna paint a white coat of white acrylic paint on there and let that dry. And then you're going to put a coat of glue. I think it was a glue. Let me look. Yeah. Then you're going to put a layer of glue on, let that dry, and then another layer of glue on and let that dry. Now once that layer, that last layer of glue is dry, you're going to attach the contact lens. You're going to put the contact lens you're going to attach it, like once it's all painted and everything, you attach it with weld bond glue. That's what I use. I use weld bond glue to attach the contact lenses on with. And then once you get that on, you apply a layer of varnish, which I use the Winsor Newton. Where is it? Oh, I use the Winsor Newton gloss varnish, It's for oil paint, but I found that it's working for acrylic too, so, you know. That's what I'm using. And you do a coat of that on. Don't coat the whole cornea or contact lens, because then it'll get all blurry and stuff. All you want to do is coat the ball part with the gloss varnish and a little bit of the rim of the contact lens, but not the whole thing. And then once that varnish layer is dry, you can add blood vessels if you want to, which I use red yarn, and you just pinch off a little bit at the end, spread it out, and you just lay it on top of the eyeball. After you put the coat of you put a coat of varnish on first, and then you can get like a paintbrush or something and spread it all around. Let that dry, and then finally you're gonna put one last layer of gloss varnish on once the last layer is dry, and then you should have an eyeball. So hopefully that's helped somewhat. I would like to do a more in-depth, like do the whole thing from step to step, but I thought this would be just a fun, quicker video. Anyway, hopefully that's helped. Thanks for watching.